doing what he knows best, igniting a second chance for a bike and a rider. Two-stroke or four-stroke, from budget builds to best in class, from the Bakersfield Hills to the Supercross track. You're watching the London Max YouTube channel. You're watching the London Max YouTube channel.
What's up, YouTube fam? Guys, I'm out doing some dual sporting today, but that is not what today's video is about, guys. So you guys remember recently on my trip back from Alabama, my coworker and myself, we picked up a couple bikes on our way back, and I picked up a certain 2005 Kx250 two-stroke in Kansas City, Missouri. Well, I had the best idea ever for a video, and well, it did not go as planned. Sometimes those things happen, guys. Sometimes you plan something and it definitely does not go as planned. Such was the case in this video. So, to bring you guys up to where we're talking about. I got a pretty good deal, despite having to go through a hurricane or a tornado. Even though some of you told me, Clint, dude, you're funny, but that's not no dang tornado. Where in the heck am I? I just started following this kind of trail. I don't know. That's the fun part about dual sports, guys. Today, boys and girls, those who are the astute of you know what bike I'm riding. Some of you have no freaking clue. I'll tune you in. This is my 2021 GPX FSC 450R. It's from China. That's right. With all the things going on in this world today, I bought a Chinese dirt bike because honestly, I don't care. You guys out there who are like, I only buy American, I only buy from the USA, I completely agree with you. Problem is, USA doesn't make dirt bikes. China makes everything that is literally in front of you right now, whether you're on a cell phone, if you're watching this on your home TV, if you're watching this on your office computer, any of those, guess what? They're all made in China, guys. It's not, to me, a big deal. Some of you, I did get some, let's just say, some unkind words, but that's fine. I want you guys to know, though, beyond everything in the world, I am an absolute American. I love our country, and you think just because I bought a Chinese dirt bike, it makes me some sort of deserter? Well, kind of disagree with you. I really want to do this jump. See this? Here's the problem. I don't want to get wheel spin. Someone's cased it pretty hard there before. Anyway, moving on. Guys, if you're interested in a GPX, what they are, I believe the website is www.gpxmoto.usa, or no, just gpxmoto.com, and go check it out. They even have some two-strokes in there. They have the TSE 250R, and I hear rumors of a TSE 300R coming very, very soon. They just dropped their 22 line. Basically the same as this year. It gets a great plastic update, which is kind of neat. Let's get back to the real reason that you guys clicked on this video. So, our KX is completely smoked. I had this great idea to take this untested, unproven 2005 Kx250 out for one of the hardest races in Nevada, and that is a Moran Chucker Chaser 100. It is a 100-mile race of absolutely some of the hardest terrain you guys have ever seen, unless you're like really into King of Hammer stuff. So I took my YZ325, the worst bike on Craigslist. I took that bike and I let my son ride the 05 Kx250. Now, why? Well, because the worst bike on Craigslist has an insane motor, a 325, Smartcarb, Hugo exhaust. It's all ported and freaking gnarly CEO piston design. If you don't know about the CEO piston design, it's in my past videos. Go check out ESR 325. Anyways, it has AHM suspension that was dialed for me. And let's just say it would not be the right setting for my son, whereas sketchy. Glad I wasn't behind that truck. Whereas if I let him ride the Kx250, I knew the Kx250 was absolutely box stock. Nothing, they had changed nothing. Not even the bars. I was gonna make the light. I didn't.
So after getting the bike back to the shop, we tore into it. I put the brand new tires on. I fixed the chain block, readjusted the chain, lubed the whole entire thing, went through every nut and bolt, got it ready for this race, even painted some numbers on. Yep, painted, I know. And I even went as far as to pulling off the expansion chamber, and threw my phone with the video mode up inside the expansion chamber, and much to my disgust was a very, very worn piston, which I wasn't completely surprised. I know that this bike was poorly maintained, obviously, and there was a hole in the air filter, unfortunately, which allowed for some sand to get in there, and the piston was just shot. But we're going to send it anyway, but first we had to take it out for a test ride. So this is my son and I. We're ready to go. You can see the ESR 325 on one side and then the KX behind us. We're ready to go, ready to send it. and Isaac made it 10 miles, about 10 miles into the race when it just let go. So guys, we attempted to run the Moran 100, and this is what happened to the Kx250 piston. So yeah, we made it about 10 miles on this Pro X. Not a fan, even though it's made in Japan. I know a lot of you guys like the Pro X, and I'm not saying you guys picked the wrong stuff. There was obviously quite a bit of hours on this, and in Pro X's defense, this thing was probably in there way over when it should have come out. But as you can see, the window was already cracking, stress cracking, and then so that whole bottom part just broke off. But luckily, I really got lucky when that skirt broke off. So there was a lot of pieces in the exhaust, and it went all up through the exhaust ports and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to vapor hone the whole head, get it all cleaned out, disassemble all the power valve assembly. But this was the only bit of piston I was able to find after that event. I did find more fine particles, so I had to fill the bottom end with oil and like WD-40, blow it out constantly, just flush, fill, flush, fill, flush, fill, until we got it clean. That's definitely not the way you're supposed to do it. You are supposed to, when something like this happens, guys, absolutely 100% take the bottom end apart. Do not blow it out. Do not fill it with oil and try to get all the pieces out. I am an idiot. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Do not just throw a new piston in it, because these little pieces, they get into every little bearing. They damage everything. But my only little bit of confidence that I have is when this happened, the engine signed off immediately. It locked up just because of the broken skirt locked against the crank and the piston, which is not good. But he wasn't at a high rev when it went out. He was actually just putting. So that still happened under putting though. But so pistons, they go under the most load under when you're just putting. When you're grunting the bike, you know, third, second gear, and you're just kind of lugging around, that's when these pistons go through the most stress. It's not at high revs. So we'll just keep all these little beautiful keepsakes and start to take this thing apart. And like I said, I already got it all flushed out. Now time to rebuild the top end, but that sucks. So if you guys can't tell, we kind of did a lot up here and nothing down here. That's all clean and new. Look at that new Vertex in there. Got a little oil wiping on the wall. Prove it to you. The cylinder's like perfect, amazingly. We have a little detonation around the top right there. We're still okay. It hasn't gotten to the inner O-ring just yet, but that's when we would want to send it off to Millennium Technologies and have them do some repair or even buy a brand new one. But it's got good suction on the ports. Listen to this. Yeah, she's sucking on those fuel ports real good. So she's gonna be a runner real shortly here. But man, that cylinder sticks out annoyingly. Now, the cleanest thing on the bike. Well, let's put the head on. Say goodnight. We'll see you in 60 hours.
He's saying it ain't gonna last 60 hours. I say $200. Let's go. So we're just gonna not put all brand new copper washers on it. Let's reuse some old ones. They're meant to be crushed, and the whole purpose, not a lot of people know the reason of these copper washers, but it's to actually allow for expansion. Your head gets pretty hot and metal starts swelling, and if you didn't run copper washers, it will literally rip the threads right out of these nuts. Seen it before. The head just pulls and pulls. It raises and raises constantly, and then you'll see these back off. You'll have head gasket leaks, and it starts to rip the threads out of these. It's kind of gnarly. So you throw in the copper crush washers to make up that difference. They'll squeeze, and then they'll expand a little bit, and then they only do that so much after time, but then that's kind of, after that, they're good to go. You are supposed to do them after every top end. Anytime you take this head off, you're supposed to put crush washers on. And because I am planning on putting a fat head on this from old Luke over at Fathead Racing, we will tackle that after the next 60 hours when we really break this thing down and give it the true build it deserves from the frame up. But for now, we have a budget bike challenge that we need to do with this thing. See how long we can make this thing last. You could be my cameraman. How pumped would you be?
Here, we have a queer in the wild.
No, that's not how you narrate.
I'm trying to figure out how to put a power valve together over here, guys.
Hey, don't be a hater.
And behind him, you can see his new dream ride. That is a cock. That is a cock glide special, guys. Right there, as you can see, he is looking forward to buying one of these in the future.
No, I will not be a Harley owner.
He has been talking about it nonstop, guys. So
not my style, not my speed.
He's saying that, but his actions are just speaking a little differently nowadays.
His mouth is saying no. His actions have showed otherwise. I gotta sneak that hook up around the top. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be fun.
So as you can see, guys, that little hook right there, it's got to go around the top side of the power valve.
Gotta get this stupid little thing to up there.
Which is a pain.
I wonder if we can kind of cheat the system a little bit here.
And preload it on there?
Yeah, like that. That's probably how the Cowboy guys did it back in the day. Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
There you go. Not bad. Not
Mama
bad.
didn't raise no idiot. I became that way on my own. Make sure I did good on the power valve and it snaps back. Nope.
It's a little sticky.
Well, we need to definitely run some oil through it.
And guys, the torque spec on that is 64 foot-pounds.
64 elbows. There we go. Just needs to get some exhaust oil in there. We're almost there though. We're almost firing this thing up and
It is close.
running at 60 hours. That's
You wanna
crazy.
grab the gasket for that, or?
I'm just one vision.
He's getting a little excited.
I'm just one vision right now. I'm just getting it together. I forgot the vapor on this thing. That's alright, it's behind the pipe the whole time. Line up. Line up. So how many elbows does this one take? 30 elbows?
I'd say 40. Easy.
Okay.
What are those 6mm bolts?
Yeah.
Yeah, 45.
Yeah, those are 6 mil. 8 mil head, 6 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Bolts.
Yeah, because, you know, on the shift drum actuator on my bottom end now, it's fucking helicoil, because...
Hey, don't cuss.
I'm sorry.
Demonetized.
My bad.
I have to bleep that out. Well,
helicoil in the bottom end because
you went like 60 elbows.
yes, turns out 5 mil bolts going into aluminum.
They don't like that.
They don't like that.
Makes sense a little bit.
Hindsight being 2020 makes total sense.
So the guy that had this last, he decided that these radiators only needed 1 bolt, and I'm not kidding you. When I took this thing apart, he had this one in, and I think one on the other side, but the tops on both of them had no bolt. We'll fix that here today, but
It allows for a little bit of play in the radiator, Clint.
oh, well, I don't think they want that because Kx made a back bracket to really, hard mount these things. I bet you with this, because these are those Chinese ones, I bet you they probably don't fit.
Sometimes you can just do it better than the manufacturer,
No, it'll still fit. You just got, no, that guy's just.
No, he just lost the bolt and called it a day.
Lazy. All right, cut it there, and then we'll. Did you even see those things before?
Oh man, guys, if you did not see those motor mounts before, they were about as crusty as the frame in there that you're looking at. It was pretty bad.
But that LMS Blasting Innovations cabinet is just one of the best additions I've ever had to my.
I mean,
mechanical regimen.
even the bolts there look just great after
If
coming out of that.
you're not careful though, if you sit on those bolts too long, it will strip the zinc right off of them. So pro tip, just kind of brush over them a couple times and leave good enough alone.
All right, guys. So
Why you gotta make fun of me?
this is too much torque. If you're wondering how much torque's too much,
That was with the T handle.
it's literally this much.
It was with the T handle, and that was only about 45 elbows.
And I watched you put your whole body into it before it broke.
Oh,
So yeah.
don't judge me.
All right. So one of the last steps here, it looks like.
Yeah, we're just gonna mash this right in.
Oh, got your new O-rings in there.
Brand new, because that is gonna help seal this thing from leaking all the exhaust oil when I'm running this so rich for the first time.
With all the assembly lubrication in the bottom end.
Yeah. Go behind that. Thank you.
Come on. Thread the needle. Get her in there. Like a glove. Got that new non-bent exhaust on it and everything.
I'm so glad too it didn't get bent when he wrote it for even that short amount of time.
Like you got the finishing touches there.
This final piece of the puzzle, and then we can hear the bog.
Get some fuel on her and it's pretty wrapped up. Does look a little bit funky when you look at the cylinder and then the bottom end, but
Dude, don't remind me. I already hate that.
who's judging?
I already hate that. That's not usually how I do things, but
But today
But look-
on Clint's budget build of the day,
yeah. Let's see if the gas just comes running right out of it. Don't know why.
bottom of the carb.
Let's just get a nice little fill in the cylinder. Fill it full of oil.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, a question I get asked way too frequently. Startup and break-in. Now, refer to your owner's manual before you take my word for it. But I can promise you, I've built a couple bikes, and what they like, 2 strokes only, not talking 4 strokes. 2 strokes only. Start it with the choke on. Run it till the engine is warm with the choke on. Do not turn it off. Some of them will high idle, some of them won't. Some of them will barely run, but still, just warm it up on the choke. And then after that, turn it off. I'd say 1 15-minute moto just kind of putting around, then let it eat. And that's it. Don't overthink it.
Just gotta what? Let those rings set in, or
Yeah, I mean, that's... So what you're doing is you're letting all the crystal molecules in the aluminum take shape. They are, from the factory, they are already forged, so they went under a ton of, you know, heat and pressure. Whether it's a cast piston or a forged piston, doesn't matter. They went through a ton of heat when they went into formation. So they're already, all the molecules in the aluminum, they're already, for the most part, pointed in the right direction. But you want to, when you break in a bike, you really want to bring it up to temperature slow.
Get that first heat cycle on it before you
let it eat.
Before you let it eat.
Mm-hmm. That's lined up. How many kicks?
Honestly, I'm thinking 2 kicks.
2.
I'm thinking you get fuel in it with the first one. Second kicks, you should fire right up.
2 kicks. Okay. I was thinking 3.
I think you got it in 2. This is a KX now. And, you know, I felt that compression. It's got good compression.
You're a KTM guy, though.
I am a KTM guy, but you know, Team Green always got a soft spot.
Oh, Bruce, you're gonna get all barky, huh?
All right, come on, get some fuel in there.
How many prime kicks can I go before an actual flip?
I'd say 2 prime kicks. 2 fucking kicks.
1, 2. All right. I get it to top dead El Centro. 1. Oh, there's no choke on.
Oh, does that count?
Yeah.
Oof, you got 1 more kick, bud. Ah.
A bit more compression.
Hey, I'd say that's 2 kicks. First one, no choke. Work them into that top end. Sounds healthy.
It's got a nice crackle.
It does. Sounds nice and crisp.
So it didn't idle before. When we took it out to the salt bit, it didn't idle. I had to keep it going.
Low compression, you think?
So now that she's good and hot, I won't start it again for the rest of the night. It's actually still not even hot. Even after all those revs, it's still just warm. But so the next time we take it out, which you guys will be there, we'll take it out to 95A and give it a good break-in. We'll run some laps on it, but it's good to go. Another 60 hours, and we'll throw another piston. But we'll do at the 60-hour mark, I have to throw the hour meter on, but we'll do a full tear down and just do what I normally do to bikes, make it all sick. So the question of the day is, do we leave the stock plastic look, or do we do the Polysport upgrade? I am more partial to the original look. So you guys do with that what you want. You argue it down in the comments below. We'll see you on the next one. See you guys. Mumbly.